Dear student, in previous class I discussed about respiration in plants and animals. In this class I am going to explain respiration in humans. So we all breathe air that contains oxygen required for respiration. Respiration is both external and internal. The taking in and giving out of air is called external respiration or breathing. Breathing consists of inhalation and exhalation. It continues throughout the life of an individual. Taking in of air rich in oxygen is called inhalation, and giving out of air rich in carbon dioxide is called exhalation. These processes take place with the help of the muscular diaphragm and the rib cage. You can see in this picture these are these are the some organs which take part in the process of breathing or respiration. The diaphragm is a muscular partition which separates the chest cavity from the lower abdominal cavity. The chest cavity is surrounded by the rib cage. The lungs are located in the chest cavity. The number of times a person breathes per minute is termed as the breathing rate. One breath is one inhalation plus one exhalation. An adult normally breathes from 14 to 20 times per minute, but vigorous exercise can raise the rate to up to 80 breaths per minute. A child's rate of breathing at rest is faster than that of an adult at rest. A newborn baby has a rate of about 40 breaths per minute. In general, smaller animals have faster breathing rates than larger animals. For example, a rat breathes about 60 times per minute, while a horse breathes only about 12 times per minute. Next, mechanism of breathing. The process of breathing can be divided into two phases: inspiration or inhalation and expiration or exhalation. In inspiration, air moves into the lungs, while in expiration, air is forced out of the lungs. The lungs themselves have no muscle tissues. Their movement is controlled by the rib cage and the diaphragm. During inspiration, the muscles around the rib cage contract, lifting the ribs upward and outward and lowering the dome of the diaphragm until it forms a nearly flat sheet. As a result of these changes, the chest cavity expands. Because the lungs are attached to the chest cavity, they also expand. Due to this enlargement of the lungs, air pressure inside the lungs fall below the pressure of the air outside the body. This creates a partial vacuum, and so the air from outside the body rushes into the lungs. During expiration, the muscles that lift the rib cage and lower the diaphragm relax. As a result, the rib cage and the diaphragm return to their original positions and the lungs contract. With each such contraction of the lungs, the air inside them gets forced out. You can see in this picture. So just we studied about the respiration in plants, animals and humans. Do you know why do you on when you are sleepy or drowsy, the lungs do not take enough oxygen from the air. This causes an increase of carbon dioxide in your body. The brain senses this increase and sends a message that causes you to take a deep long breath on. It brings in oxygen and decreases carbon dioxide content in the blood. Now find out why you cough and sneeze. Next, do you know smoking affects lungs? When one smokes cigarettes, many chemicals enter one's body through the lungs. Burning of tobacco produces more than 4,000 chemicals. Nicotine, carbon monoxide, and tar are some of these substances. Smoking damages the lungs and airways to a great extent. Smokers generally suffer from a variety of problems related to breathing. These problems can range from an annoying cough to grave illness like emphysema and cancer. Next, how is oxygen transported from lungs to other parts of the body? The blood, while passing through the lungs, picks up oxygen with the help of a red pigment called hemoglobin. Blood is red due to the presence of hemoglobin in it. Hemoglobin transports oxygen to different parts of the body. It also picks up some of the carbon dioxide produced by the cells during cellular respiration and transports it to the lungs for expiration. Hemoglobin thus acts as a respiratory carrier in our body. Why do we need to breathe out carbon dioxide? High levels of carbon dioxide in the body can be toxic and hence carbon dioxide needs to be removed. It is brought to the lungs by blood and then removed when we exhale. Here is one activity just to show that exhaled air contains carbon dioxide. Take a drinking straw and a test tube containing freshly prepared lime water. Place one end of the straw in the lime water and blow the exhaled air gently at the other end of the straw. What do you observe? Just lime water turns milky due to the presence of carbon dioxide in the exhaled air. So, just you studied this chapter. You should go through the chapter and you should also draw some important diagram and you should also write these keywords in your notebook. Thank you.